Oh.
Bless. Go ahead.
Look at him dancing. Look at him. He's dancing.
Jump. He's jumping.
Yay!
You see that? He's grabbing his sticks as hard as he can.
He's shitting.
Yeah. Alright, stop recording you. Give him some privacy.
Gracie Veterano, old family first fam. Taught the world to swing that double-edged sword, it works fam. BJJ from GJJ, like Cool Herc gave birth to what your DJ plays. But despite the lineage, I will never be closed-minded. Refuse to see beyond the lines, you go blind. Rocker travels the 10th planet, I flow free. I'm welcome on mini-mats, gi to no gi. Though my branch traces roots to the original tree. Roots sprouted from the original seed. Water with blood, sweat, and tears, spotlight with sunlight. That tree became a forest, ballet tudo done right. Then Hoyts dominated them all in one night. And hate song hasn't been beaten in one fight. Flow with the goal, in a hit on and Holly know that to continue to win, we must continue to grow. Let's go!
My neck, my back, my neck and my back. Caralho. Hey.
So, my name is Dr. Pete, aka Dr. Peter Goldman, chiropractor. I do a very unique type of chiropractic. I've adjusted many famous fighters, jiu-jitsu guys, but I'm honored. Usually I'm not starstruck at all, really not at all. Jake Shields, Gilbert Melendez, BJ Penn, Higan Machado, Bas Rutten, Eddie Bravo, the list goes on and on. But I'm a little starstruck, so I'm a little nervous now, but despite
Don't be nervous, my brother. I did this before.
Despite the fact that I'm a little nervous, I'm honored to be adjusting Hanato around. So, Hanato, my honor.
Don't worry about that, my brother. Just don't charge me to that one. You're gonna be everything gonna be nice.
No one charges Hanato. Everyone else pays $95. Hanato is free. Come on, face down, please.
Wow. Yeah, we're gonna do face down.
Face down. Put your face right in there.
I'm gonna trust you, my brother. I don't ever give up my back for nobody, usually for, especially a guy like that.
So the technique I do, there's different points in the back of the head that relate to different systems in the body. So the back of the head for me is like a map of the body. The 6 systems, as it says on my website, sfgoldman.com, are the glandular.
Go ahead, can you close that door? I want to hear that chicken heads too squawking out there while I'm trying to relax.
So the systems are the glandular, eliminative, nerve, digestive, muscular, and circulatory. So I'm going to check Hanato. I'm sure they're all perfect, but I'll just give a little tune-up what I found. So here's the glandular, eliminative, nerve, digestive, muscle, little muscle. Hanato, is this a little tender?
It's a little tender out there.
So even though this guy is immensely healthy, and I'm still trying to get over the starstruckness, his digestive system needs a tune-up. So I'm going to work on specific points in his spine to reset his digestive system. And on my website, if you go to the technique button, it explains how that is done. But in the meantime, big honor here. Can I give a little stimulation on a few points? Balance out his digestive system. And then, Hanato, could you lay on your side facing me? Lay on your right side.
Oh, I never let you look you in the eyes. I'm going to do that because the last one, when you was go through my lower back, I thought you was going to use the whole fist.
Alright, so we're going to get him in here. And I'm just going to reset his sacrum real gently.
Oh, my sacrum. What?
Beautiful adjustment. Listen, when you've beat as many guys as this guy's beat and been in all those championships, your sacrum can get a little tilted, but it is completely straight now. Hanato, could you sit up facing this over here?
Yeah, I did also a lot of poontang I've had, and a lot of women do a lot of weird positions.
Just sit up.
Oh, you want to sit up like that?
So now I'm going to take a look at C4.
C4, you're gonna have this explosive submission.
Exactly, just like that. Beautiful. Just resetting his neck. A lot of guys have tried to choke. He's never been submitted, as you know, but guys try to choke him. He has to make his neck tight sometimes. Beautiful.
A lot of guys tried to set that one.
Go face down, please. And And the point that was tender should not be tender anymore. Am I correct, Renato?
It feels good on there.
Beautiful. So that means that the part of his brain that controls all his digestive organs has been reset because we stimulated the proper points of his spinal cord. For those of you saying, I don't really believe in chiropractic, or I go to a chiropractor or whatever, all I can say, results speak for themselves. People come from far and wide for it. And the pinnacle of my 18 years of doing this is the honor of adjusting Renato. Thank you very much.
Porra, I feel like I'm 33 again. Porra.
All right, buddy, you're all set.
How are you doing, man?
Good.
Good to see you, man.
No, he is.
Hi.
Thank you, you too. Oh, that's video. God damn it. Today we're going to go over a very important transition to the truck. Anytime we're in a scramble or sprawled out or anything, or I'm in this angle right here, if I'm just in this, anytime I see this, I have an opportunity to put that over under in, or I could go to the truck from here. Even if I wanted the back, and I didn't want the truck, the calf crank, the crotch ripper, the twister, anything, I just wanted the bag. For me, it's safer, higher percentage if I go to the truck first and then get the back than if I go to the back, just from this angle. Just this angle. Because to get the back here, I got to put the over-under in. And the over-under means I got to go right here. Oh, where the hell are we? We're here, man. We're in China. Oh, damn. To me, even though I wrestled in high school, I wanted the jiu-jitsu guys to win. My blood just fell in love with jiu-jitsu. Because I was never a big buff wrestler like yourself, so I was always pulling for the jiu-jitsu guy. And I didn't like seeing the big wrestlers stifling jiu-jitsu. I'm like, I'm trained jiu-jitsu.
I always go for the wrestlers.
Yeah. We got to talk about that, all right? You got to go for the jiu-jitsu guy. Why wouldn't
you ever want a brown belt?
Jiu-jitsu has all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Don't you want to root for the cool shit? Wrestling don't got a rear naked fucking choke. Wrestling don't got a triangle where you put someone to sleep.
That's
Wrestling, you know what I mean? Wrestling don't got the mount because it represents you could bash someone in. Jiu-jitsu's gangster.
That's why
so
we
the
start
wrestlers,
knocking them out.
Wrestlers,
Boxing.
Yeah, no. Fuck yeah. I love it. But you gotta love jiu-jitsu too. You're submitting motherfuckers. What are you talking about?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, but you root for the wrestling.
My blood is in wrestling.
So Carlos Barreto,
just like yours is in jiu-jitsu, I would say.
But I wrestled first, but I don't know.
No,
Jiu-jitsu just became everything to me. I just thought it was just the ultimate. Like wait a minute, I wrestled, But this motherfucker, we're practicing killing each other. Holy shit! This is some exotic ninja crazy shit. Fuck. To me, wrestling.
yeah.
To me, I never even looked at wrestling as a martial art. When I would fight, I would use my wrestling, but I thought I was cheating. People said, what would you do in a fight? And this, I'm like, dude, I don't know, dude. I just fucking double leg him and just. I was a ground and pounder in high school when I fought. I got in a couple high school fights. Yeah. I was a grounder and pounder. That's when I thought it was cheating. I'd double leg him and then get cross body on them and punch their stomach. There was this soccer player that was talking a lot of shit. I think his name was Cesar. Talking a lot of shit. He was on the soccer team. Was a soccer team against the wrestling team. And he had talked. We had like an English class, and I was a class clown, and I'd always talk shit on him. He was a soccer guy, and we talked a lot of shit in class. Like, fuck you, like, I'll take you down, bitch. So we met in we ran into each other in the locker room, and I was by myself. I didn't have any backup. He had his whole soccer team, and they cornered me, and they go, "It's on now." And I'm like, all right, it's on. So I just thought I was going to take him fucking down. Yeah. I wrestle with dudes all the time. I thought it was cheating. I'm going to cheat. But wow. We stood there in front of, when you're a kid, you're afraid to throw the first punch. Guys would start pushing each other and then push back and then push and push back and then push. Fuck you, push. They're just both too scared to fucking throw the first punch and just keep pushing. No, you throw it. Everyone just keeps pushing. You're scared to throw that first punch. And I was like, I wasn't this big badass guy. I just thought I'm going to double leg him, but he kicked me right in the balls. That was his first move. Boom! But he didn't hit it flush. I was more.
He didn't hit flush.
He didn't hit it flush. I was fine. Both. But he went for it. That's what got me the most. I'm like, this motherfucker's going for the balls. I'm going to take him down and smash him. So I double-legged his ass, took him down, and I would just get crossbody and like twist your side control. And I would hammer fist the stomach, until they broke it. I would just control him there and just hammer fist. And I won that fight. I didn't beat his ass down or anything. Yeah. But I knew with my wrestling, I could cheat. But I never considered it a martial art. Wow. To me, it was just cheating. I could control the position and just, it was never a martial art. I'm using the sport, like, to fight. I thought I was integrating it, Never looked at it. Then when you see the UFC, I'm like, oh, shit. Wrestling is kind of like a martial art. God, that's so important to have that tool, the wrestling, the top position. I go, it's very, very important that people get involved in a grappling sport where the name of the game is stay on top. It breeds bad motherfuckers when they come from that sport.
Why is it that there exist so many goddamn religions?
Bravo Radio, top motherfucker. Whatever. Oh, Eddie Bravo.
Now, if he's not holding your legs at all, in a scramble, maybe we're just sprawled out, and maybe I'm even on this side. When it comes to the truck, I only work one side. I think I've ever done the twister on the other side of the truck with this. Less than 5 times. You don't have to work on both sides. I would rather have you guys get ninja on one side and okay on the other side than okay on both sides, because okay is not good enough. You understand? You need to get ninja. You need to put all the reps into one side, especially since you get to choose what side most of the time. If you set a transition up from the truck to, or from side control, you get to choose what side control. You don't have to be on one side. If you're on the wrong side control, get north-south and get on the other side. That's what I do. I'd rather be really, really good on one side. A lot of the top guys, they're all one-sided. Marcelo's one-sided like a motherfucker. They're really good on one side, especially on positions that you get to choose dominant positions. You get to choose the side. Okay. So now we're just going to work on our aerials in the transition to the truck. All right. So we're just here, and all I'm going to do is. Oh shit. Slow down, partner. Slow down. How you doing?
His head doesn't fit. Like I gotta go.
You know what? You gotta go down a little bit.
Yeah.
What guys have bodies?
Shrink his head a little bit.
What happened to those guys' bodies? They just disappeared and shit.
Let's do it.
Hello, freaks. What the fuck is going on, everybody? Dean
That
Lish
was
is a badass grappler.
Tough dudes this year. Holy shit. China stinks. And if I never go back there again, I mean, it stinks like literally. Like my bathroom in my hotel stunk like the sewer. It was like the water, they turn off the water and then they turn it on. But the people are beautiful in China. They're beautiful. But they just have a problem in Beijing with their sewers, man. It's just, whoo, you walk down the street and every block, you're like, whoa, Jesus, what
Is there just
that?
too many people?
Did someone die or did someone take a shit? I don't know if it's that. It's just old. But Abu Dhabi was amazing. The tournament, Jesus Christ, there was so much. So I mean, Amir Allam, one of my brown belts, fought in the heavyweight division, and he trained his ass off, man. He was ready. He was on fire, and we get an unknown in the first round. So we're thinking, awesome. We should beat this guy. We didn't. His last name was Dopp, Jared Dopp. We thought, okay, we should be able to beat this guy. Because he could easily had Cyborg in the first round.
Right.
He could easily had Buchecha in the first round. That would have been fuck. Okay, good luck. But
And for people who don't understand, there's a bunch of cyborgs.
Oh, yeah,
If
yeah.
you only heard of Cyborg, the woman fighter. She
and there's an
actually
MMA Cyborg too.
her
Not that
her
one.
ex-husband is an MMA fighter named Cyborg, but
Yeah.
there's a Roberto Abreu. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Badass jiu-jitsu
He
guy.
won the absolute. He's amazing. This guy impressed the shit out of me. He's so big. He's a fucking ox, but he moves like a gazelle, dude.
Yeah.
It was incredible. There's a couple passes that he did just blew my mind. I'm like running it in. I'm on the plane on the way back going over that pass. I go, I can't forget that pass. I got to analyze it. It was amazing There was at least 10 different techniques where I logged it in my brain. I got to go back and check that one out. Like Cobrina, the guy who won it all in the lightweight, he finally beat Rafa Mendes, man. Rafa Mendes won the last 2 years. He's virtually indestructible. Him and Cobrina were in the finals again, and Cobrina won. He pulled it out. A judge's decision at the end. They couldn't score any points on each
Wow.
other. They just canceled each
What
other
do you
out.
think about those, though? Aren't those weird when the judges make a score? And
Yeah.
I
Well-
have a real problem with that.
Well, the one thing I love about Abu Dhabi is the Sheikh he's such a badass. The Sheikh just decides to put together the best jiu-jitsu tournament on the planet. He just makes it happen. He pays for it. It's all over the world. 1 year it's in Sao Paulo. 1 year it's in Barcelona. It's in LA. It's in China. It's amazing. The Sheikh just throws down and he makes shit happen. And he created the rules and the format based on what he thought would be best for the entertainment value. So he's down to evolve. Over the years, he's tweaked stuff. He's like the Japanese. The Japanese in pride, as soon as they recognize a problem, they fucking change
For
it.
people who have no idea what we're talking about, the Abu Dhabi Combat Championships, right?
Abu Dhabi Combat Club.
They have the biggest jiu-jitsu, no-gi jiu-jitsu tournament in the world. They have this huge thing, and it's put together by, how do you say his name?
Sheikh
Taknoon?
Taknoon. Yeah.
He is also part owner of the UFC, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a huge jiu-jitsu fan. So
Yeah.
he put together like this enormous grappling competition that's the most prestigious grappling event in the world. And so Eddie was just there in China with one of your fighters. So how did he do against this dude?
Well, Jared Dopp, the guy who beat Amir, he ended up beating Amir, and we were like, fuck, man, we got an unknown. It was perfect. We should have beat this guy. It was a close match. Amir had his back for a second but didn't get points. He had him in a Kimura, didn't get points for any of that. And the guy took him down once and passed his guard. And Amir lost on points, and it was kind of a shocker. That was the first round. We're like, damn, we got a guy that no one knows that we should have beat him. Damn. He's from Rafael Lovato's camp. He's a purple belt.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so he's just an incredible specimen. So he gets Cyborg next. And he is winning. He's beating him. All he's got to do is survive for 30 more seconds. He would have beat Amir Allam, the top 10 planet heavyweight, Vinny Magalhaes, who won the gold medal in the Absolute in 2011, and then Cyborg. He was going to beat Cyborg. He would have, but at the very end, Cyborg pulled it off, and he impressed the shit out of me. Cyborg ended up winning. He ended up getting third in his weight. Buchecha won, and in the Absolute, Cyborg took it all. He beat Buchecha in the finals. It was,
what did Cyborg catch him with?
He beat him on points. Oh, catch who with? No, just points.
So he was losing until the last few minutes.
Yeah, Jared Dopp was beating him on points, and then I forget how it went down. Again, there was 50 matches, but all I remember, Cyborg came back at the very end, and Jared Dopp couldn't hold on. He had it. He just couldn't hold on, and Cyborg pulled it out of his ass. Got some points. I think he took his back or something. Got some good points and barely pulled it off.
Open to Amir. Jerry Gu. Please get ready.
It's already on. Kimura me. Fuck it. You know you can do it.
Kimura me.
Fuck it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ah!
Damn.
What?
Welcome to This Week in BJJ, the world's first and only live jiu-jitsu show. And here's your host, Budo Jake.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with MMA fighter and jiu-jitsu black belt, Nam Fan. Nam, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Man, you're probably one of the first MMA superstars that I met. So you've become very successful in MMA, getting to the highest level in the UFC. Do you think, some people think that it's easy, but you had a long road to get to the UFC. And like this guy that wrote in, it's his dream. This one came in from Ryan K. He says, I'm 15 years old and I just started BJJ. My dream is to one day be in the UFC. My coach tells me to learn the gi, but I feel like I'm wasting my time. What do you think?
I think you're right. Well, I mean, this is what, for me, jiu-jitsu, I'm a real big fan. I'm real Helio Gracie and Carlson Gracie. When I first started jiu-jitsu, it's because I just wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. Now it's like, oh, the gi versus the no gi. Oh, what's better, gi or no gi? It's not even about, for me, it's not even about that. It's like, it's about the jiu-jitsu, you know? Whatever, it's like whatever works. Or Royce Gracie, when he fought in the UFC, it's not about, he was trying to prove that gi jiu-jitsu was great. He's just trying to prove that jiu-jitsu is great. And that is the point. It's not about the rivalry between gi and no gi jiu-jitsu. And I still believe that to this day. Helio Gracie, Carlson Gracie, it's all about, for me, self-defense, the fight jiu-jitsu brings. And I think now, jiu-jitsu, it's a martial art. Yes, it's a martial art. Now jiu-jitsu has become so sport. Now it's going backwards in martial arts. It's so sport. There's a thing I read online. Some jiu-jitsu black belt got in a confrontation on the street with some nobody and got jacked up. That's impossible. How can that happen? A black belt? Some stuff like turtle guard, upside down guard, some of these things that are just purely sport jiu-jitsu. It's so sport that a black belt can't even defend himself against a regular person anymore. Come on, it's, first of all, jiu-jitsu, you gotta have self-defense. You gotta know how to defend yourself, and it's gotta be legit. And then I think sport later. I think, for me, what I thought it was Helio Gracie, Carlson Gracie, back then, jiu-jitsu fight. It was their jiu-jitsu fighters. They were not jiu-jitsu players. you know. So if jiu-jitsu is the ultimate art. So if two jiu-jitsu guys fought, it's like the two ultimate guys fighting. So there's no need to strike. It's like two perfect guys trying to fight each other. So they didn't strike. So okay, let's add some points. So if no more draws. You get mounted, 4 points. It's worth a lot. Pass the guard. Let's say it's worth this much. You take the guy down. It's worth that much. Now you have a winner. And now it's just some goal for me. Now it's like the sport jiu-jitsu has gone so backwards in time. You know, it kind of upsets me. It's not about the fight anymore.
So you're obviously a tough guy, and you're going out there in the ring fighting other really tough guys. But you started in the gi, so you got your foundation in the gi. Are you suggesting that people don't train in the gi? Even if they do want to become an MMA guy?
No, okay. If you want to do jiu-jitsu, okay, if you want to get the gi, then you should train gi. But if you want to train jiu-jitsu to get your MMA prepare for MMA, you need to train what's appropriate. I don't suggest you train gi jiu-jitsu to get ready for MMA, and it's not about gi versus no gi. It's about proper jiu-jitsu. You shouldn't be training spider guard, you know, to get ready for an MMA fight. You know, you should train, you know, a no gi match. You train no gi. You train for a gi match. You train for a gi training. You know, so I suggest if you're training for an MMA fight, you need grappling. You need to train no gi.
So you think you can learn the fundamentals just as well without the gi as with the gi?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Cool.
That's Mario Sperry right there. How you
Hey,
doing?
man, what's happening?
How you doing?
Long time, brother. Nice to see you.
Ladagal, imispiro Carachol. Yes. It's a machine. Hold. Change. I got elbow pressure.
Begin with your opponent inside your guard. Break the opponent's posture by pulling down on their head. At the same time, kick your left leg back and grip your ankle with your right hand. Next, hug your knee with your left arm as you move your right hand to the other side of the opponent's head. Hook underneath your left leg with your right hand. Your right forearm should be running along the side of the opponent's neck. Swing your right leg back and hook it on top of your left foot. To finish the choke, pull down with your right hand grip and legs as you squeeze your knees together.
This is Peg Bradley, and I'm going to be demonstrating the douchebag. I got Rob in the perfect spiderweb position. I'm going to stomp on his throat, break his grip, and get the tap. It's a bit douchey, but extremely effective.
First time in 17 months, Ultimate Fighter winner Tony Ferguson is ready to once again showcase his solid stand-up game and put a beat down on Mike Rio. Winner of season 13 of The Ultimate Fighter, Tony Ferguson tore out of the gate in the UFC with finishes of Ramsey Nicham and Aaron Riley and a decision victory over Eve Edwards. But after a loss to Michael Johnson, injuries kept him from continuing his trip up the lightweight ladder. Tonight, Ferguson makes his long-awaited return. But if another Ultimate Fighter veteran, season 15's Mike Rio has his way, he will be the one returning to the win column in style, not El Kukui. Coming up next, Mike the Wolverine Rio takes on Tony El Kukui Ferguson.
Mike Rio, veteran of The Ultimate Fighter, a serious grappler with some really nice wrestling and nice submission skills. That is his specialty. Has a good stand-up game as well, but really known for his grappling and his submission ability. And it's one of the things that makes this an interesting fight. Tony Ferguson, also known as a grappler and a very good striker himself, so interesting to see where this fight goes. Two-time NAIA champion in wrestling, and has had 2 fights, both in the house and 2 fights in the official UFC on the Tough 16 finale, submitted John Cofer, and fought in his last bout, UFC on FX, was submitted by Francisco Trinaldo. Very solid fighter with an excellent opportunity here tonight, taking on the former Ultimate Fighter champion, Tony Ferguson. We haven't seen Tony Ferguson since May of 2012. In losing a decision to Michael Johnson, he broke his arm and went through quite serious repairs to that, including he had a plate put in there, screws. It was quite a gnarly injury. It lasted a long time. A lot of rehab, and he's finally coming back into the octagon and taking on a man in Mike Rio, known for his grappling. Tony has worked a lot on his guard game and, of course, known for his serious knockout power.
Broke his left forearm in that fight that you talked about in the Meadowlands. And he's changed things up a bit as far as his training. Been at the Rain Training Center. He has worked diligently with Mark Munoz and his team, and he has also trained at 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu and is really working his ground game to try to advance the head instructor, Casey Halstead, at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Costa Mesa. Eddie Bravo told me that Tony's really been working diligently and improving that facet of his mixed martial arts attack.
Yeah, Eddie told me that Tony has a serious guard choke, and his guard has really improved in leaps and bounds. And
How about that Tony Ferguson Mars?
Damn. Why is he called a Mars?
Well, because you got to name every move and every position and every transition, in my opinion, in order to teach at the highest level. So there's a difference between getting a Darce when you're on top and you're using your weight.
Right.
He wasn't on top. He cinched it in and went to his back. And Mark Lehman, he's a very well-known MMA jiu-jitsu coach. He used to do that. He's the one who actually called it the Darce when it was named after the first guy he saw use it, Joe Darce, and I think his name is DRC.
Yeah,
and that's who Mark Lehman is very similar to me, as we like to name everything that doesn't have names, and lots of jiu-jitsu moves didn't. So you got to name there's a difference between the Mars, because the Mars is on your back, and that's how he used to do it. He said that was his thing, that he did. His squeeze was so tight that he didn't need to be on top, and he liked rolling guys, and they didn't expect it, and so he called it the Mars. There's also a farce, which I don't know if a guy named Freddie made it up. I don't know the story behind farce, but that's when you're kind of mounting the guy, and you are mounting the guy, and you have a Darce. So there's different variations of it, and the one that Tony trains at 10th Pound at Costa Mesa all week, and every Thursday he comes up and trains with me, and that's the move you got to watch when you're rolling with Tony. He does flying Darces, man. His jiu-jitsu is very underrated, man. He's going to shock a lot of people over his career.
Well, that Darce that he hit that dude with, he immediately scooted under him, and then almost like an inverted crucifix, he ties his arm up with his legs from the bottom as he does it. You got to have
confidence in your squeeze to do that, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that tells you a lot. You're like, wow, you don't ever see anybody going to the Mars. You see people going to the Darce, and if the guy on the bottom rolls, you should be able to roll with him, even if it turns into a Mars, still finish it. But you don't go there voluntarily unless you're super confident with that move.
Having those long arms is such a massive advantage. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
As far as like that leverage that you can get with long limbs, it's really incredible. Guys who have like wicked Darces and have long arms, they can just like shove them under plate. Like Kendall Grove. Kendall Grove used to catch him in all sorts of weird spots because he had like an extra foot on his arms.
Yep. Jeff Glover as well. Yep. He's one of the best at Darces.
Yeah. Jeff Glover lets you pass him. I love that move where he lets you get into side control and you think you're going into side control, but really you're just going into Darce land.
Yeah.
He just catches it in the transition.
Yeah.
This jiu-jitsu, for people who don't know, it's so fucking technical. There's so many techniques. I mean, it's truly amazing when you stop and consider the positions, the amount of different possibilities each position holds, and then different ways to submit people and how they all flow together. If you've never done it before, it's hard to kind of understand it, and I know that's one of the things that I take a lot of time on when it comes to a ground battle in the UFC. I always make sure I try to explain what a guy's trying to do, where it becomes a problem, where he's going to, and people get a chance to see it more that way, but unless you train yourself, you'll never really truly understand the beauty of it. If you train yourself, you'll get a sense of what it's like to struggle to actually catch a guy in a position. Then you'll understand how amazing it is when you see like really, really high-level stuff.
Tony Ferguson, after the long rehab, is back.
I am here with the winner, El Kakuli. First of all, Tony, welcome back. I know it's been a while for you. May of 2012, last time we saw in the Octagon, and a fantastic performance. How'd you feel out there tonight?
I felt like it was good. A little bit of ring rust in the first couple seconds, got smacked, but I remember why I came here, and I just did business.
Well, you caught him with a clean left hook and had him hurt, and Eddie Bravo gave me the heads up. You got a nasty Darce choke, and man, you slapped that on in a beautiful fashion tonight.
Yeah, I went for it the first time, but he kind of ducked underneath it, and what I did was I was patient, just waited for it, and just felt him kind of sinking before he even squeezed it, and then I squeezed it, and he was it.
Take a look at the big screen. You can see it. You caught that Darce choke, sunk it in, locked it up, dropped to your back, and that's a wrap.
And that was it. That's all she wrote. Tempe.
Congratulations, sir. Welcome back. Tony Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony Ferguson.
Thank you, guys.
All that work at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Costa Mesa paid off tonight as he finishes with the Darce choke, earning his 4th career win by submission and finishing the night of Mike Rio in less than 2 minutes.
Come back.
It's two guys, same name. Two guys, same name. Okay. Okay. Just size difference. Thank you.
Repeat. Weighing Wang Yanguo, number 1. And number 2 fight, Amir, very good.
On the run, and I don't know where I'm ending up. Trekking the globe makes it hard for me to stay in touch. I'm on the run, cause I'm more than just the place I'm from. Taking control of my destiny is number 1. I'm on a space trip to another side. Guerrilla tactics, actions louder than flows, with just a fraction of the anti-passive passionate.
Aim for the head, go for the throat. One for the money and two for the show. Shooting like stars to travel the globe. Zooming your view like a Truman alone. Root of the bone, roof getting blown. All for this motherfucker burying my soul. Now that you know, take it in stride. Nobody's gonna make it out alive. You're probably gonna wanna pray to Christ. Take a moment to breathe and heed advice. Weaving these webs to seeds of lies. Attracts every angle, creed and type. I knew that I couldn't believe the hype. I knew I had to see it in a different light. I knew.
Swag, showed up, put it on my shoulders, fighting on the cheeks, keep saying ace, hold up, roll up, getting all this inspiration music.
BeReal.tv.
That's too long of a story, man.
That must have been crazy, man.
Yeah, here we go.
So what do you got cracking now, man? Anything you want to plug to people, let people know what you're doing or where you're training people at?
Well, I teach downtown LA at the Tap Out Gym. That's where 10th Planet headquarters is at. I have my own podcast, and I would love to have you as a guest, man.
Yeah.
I would love to get inside the story of Be Real, man. It's called Eddie Bravo Radio. It's on iTunes and Stitcher. Getting pretty good reviews. We've gotten some great guests on, including Joe Rogan and weird, strange guests, strange ones. But I would love to have you on, man.
I would definitely.
We do it on Sunday. We do it live Sunday nights at 10 in my studio in Van Nuys. I don't know if that's a bad time for you, but
No, I could work that out. I'm going on tour. I leave Saturday, but I come back in 5 weeks. I could do it when I come back for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You have a good time, man.
So on with 311, the Unity tour. It's going to be, very smoky, I believe.
Wow. 311 and
311
Cypress.
and G Love and Special Sauce.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice little cross cut right there.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
Mixing it up.
You got a Twitter or anything?
Yeah, at Eddie Bravo. And my website's 10thplanetjj.com.
Facebook, all of that too. They can get you on Facebook. All
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Facebook, I think I'm maxed out on friends, though. So. I think they limit it. They limit to like 5,000 or something like
they
that.
do, yeah.
I don't know.
But you could create a fan page, and that one can,
I did that.
Yeah, that one's good.
Nice.
Word up. If there's any one thing you could fucking tell a person that's getting into training and stuff like that, what advice could you give them?
Man, everybody's got to do something to stay in shape. You gotta try to eat right. Can't be eating chocolate cakes all day. You got to try to eat right. You got to try to stay in shape. Everybody, if you're in great shape, you got to maintain. So you got to continue to stay in shape. If you're out of shape like most people, you got to do something. And why not do something that's super fun, man? It's the ultimate virtual reality video game, because you're actually practicing killing people and no one's getting hurt. Because jiu-jitsu, there's no striking. We're just grappling and we're trying to put each other in chokes, and it's super scientific, and you got to practice a lot. And some, after just 6 months to a year, if you're training 3 times a week, man, all of a sudden you have the power to scientifically choke out anybody that doesn't train. If they don't train, and most people don't, man, it's a good power to have. I think every man on the planet, if they could press a button that gave them some really good jiu-jitsu powers, everybody would press it.
Yeah, everybody
would press it. So, but everyone can press it, but it takes about 6 months to totally depress. You know what I mean? You just got to train on. You got to stay in shape. Why not learn how to put people to sleep and shit too? No one's getting hurt. It's not, people think, oh, jiu-jitsu, it's so violent. I'm going to go there and I'm just going to get hurt and people are going to hit. It's just a bunch of computer nerds.
That was the whole key to it that showed the world that you didn't have to throw punches to win the fight. I mean, I think the Gracies showed people that.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a fundamental now, if you're fighting in the UFC, that you have to have some of that skill.
Oh yes. You're getting, and it's so much fun. The reason I got good at it, the reason I'm still doing it, is because it's so much fun. You get obsessed with it. it's like a video game, you know, like they're getting more and more virtual reality. Now they got the Wii, and then you start doing this, and now you could dance, and you could punch now, and they're gonna probably put sensors on your hand where you could feel the punches, and then a sensor chest, and then it's gonna get more and more virtual. Then you're gonna have a helmet, and you know what? Then it's gonna turn into jiu-jitsu. We're already there. It is because these video games, you're playing killing games with people, you're trying to kill them, and in jiu-jitsu, you actually do get the kill. It's not like kickboxing because no one's knocking anybody out in practice. You know what I mean?
Or
it's like in the fight you can knock someone out, but in practice you ain't trying to knock no one out. But in jiu-jitsu you can knock them out 15 times a night. That's the
crazy.
obsession.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can get kills.
What's
you know?
crazy too is that, you know, like 15 years ago, you would see more boxing gyms than any kind of training center. Even, you know,
oh yeah,
you'd see a lot of karate stuff. You'd see a lot of boxing. Now it's a lot of jiu-jitsu, like damn near around every corner.
You barely see any boxing gyms anymore.
Yeah. Oh no. And you know what's crazy is there's jiu-jitsu schools, and they're popping up everywhere. It's like the gold rush. It's like Pilates. You know what I mean? It's like a Zumba.
Yoga.
It's like Zumba. You can practice killing and no one gets hurt, and you can do it with your best friend. And there's no, the only people that can't do it are people that can't handle losing a game of death. No one's getting hurt, but I put you in a choke, you tap out, we start over again. It's like playing pool.
Yeah.
But most people don't want that expression of, damn, this guy in a real fight, he actually can't fuck me up, and people don't want to be reminded of that. And most people are like that. But if you can come in and get rid of that and don't worry about the tap,
put the ego aside, yeah.
If you could put the ego aside, then you will allow yourself to get really good and stay in shape. You're gonna even want to because you're going to get so addicted to jiu-jitsu, that's going to force you to the gym. Going to the gym alone and lifting weights gets so boring that you're like, fuck it. But since you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're obsessed and you don't, it doesn't, you keep your ego in check when you get tapped out, but it still doesn't feel good. You want to be the one doing the tap out. It's like you're going to meet your buddies, and you guys are going to practice killing each other. And you want to be one of the baddest motherfuckers in the room. You want that means something.
I think so.
Even though everyone loves each other, it's nice to know.
You want to be the top dog.
Or you don't want to be the scrub. You want to work up. I'm one of the best. There's all these white belts and blue belts and purple belts. You're like, I'm one of the best blue belts. That's good, even though the purple belts and the brown belts and the black belts spank you all the time. But at least there's like a class under you. You know what I mean?
There's a hierarchy.
Yeah. You're like, all of a sudden you want boom. Now you're a blue belt, and then you get to be a purple belt, and you should be better than all the blues and all the whites. You're just like, you got two levels. You're like, I'm better than you, motherfucker. I'm better. But every now and then a blue belt will tap you. And you're like, oh fuck. That can't happen again. And then every now and then a blue belt's coming up, and he's a killing purple. So I'm like, damn, he's ready for his purple. He's hanging in there and jacking on the purples. That's what's going on. You're seeing all these different matchups, and it's like a big 2,000 square feet of mats, and everyone, there's maybe, 10, 15 little fights going on. Everyone's fighting. Everyone gets in a big room, and they all find their little spot to fight. And since there's no punches, it's all you're just like grappling, and you're trying to kill each other. You all right? Okay, cool. Okay. Oh no, I'm fine. Just keep going. It's just like you're playing a game of death with your buddy, and you have your ego in check. And if you just my first day of jiu-jitsu, I got tapped out like 35 times. And there's a few different ways to react to that. You're like your first day of jiu-jitsu, and you just got tapped 35 times. I looked at it, a lot of people would look at it as like, fuck that, I'm not coming back here. And just to be exposed, and to be exposed is the weak one here.
Yeah, your ego gets in the way, yeah.
Most people will say, I'm not coming back. Even though you didn't get hurt, it's exposed, I'm nothing. You guys are all better than me. That's what most people would think. And they're like, fuck that. I didn't look at it that way, and the people that stay look at it differently. And I looked at it as, wow, one of these days I'm going to be able to do that to somebody if I just stay. Well, I want to be able to.
It takes time to get there.
Yeah, I wanted to be the guy that took a guy that walked in, a normal guy, and to do anything you want to him. Anything you want, there's nothing he can do. You know what I mean? I wanted that power. So I didn't care that people were tapping me out in the gym. What was more important is how am I going to look to the rest of the world, the rest of the 99.9999999% of the population. You guys can jack me all you want. Are you going to show me how to do this? Show me how to do it so that on the streets, I have the advantage.
Yeah, you have the
odds
knowledge.
Yes, that's the way you should look at it. And that's the people that stay, that's how they do. That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
You want that. You feel that power. You're like, damn, that guy just fucked me up.
You
I
can't
want
come in. You can't come in day one and think that you're going to tap out somebody who's been, training for fucking a year.
And the people that the people that train there, they know that too. They're not actually thinking they're so badass.
Yeah.
They're actually thinking, oh, that's your first day. I remember my first day. It's no big deal. It's his first day. Like if you came in and got wrecked 30 times, no one's gonna go. That he got wrecked. Nobody that trains there, because everyone went through that.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
Goes through. You have
that's
to.
the fire.
That's a part of it.
Yeah, that's the fire. Can you make it through the fire? And the fire is nothing. You just get tapped out. So what?
Word up.
But most people can't take that. So for those of you that are thinking about it, that are on the fence, should I do it? I keep hearing about it. I keep hearing Joe Rogan talk about it in every podcast. I mean, you have no idea how many emails and messages I get from people constantly saying, because we keep talking about this jiu-jitsu rant. I've done this before, and just I mix it up a little bit. It's not word for word, but especially on that tangerine, that had to come out a whole different way. But so many people that were on the fence for years, they thought it was scary, and then I keep explaining to them it's not scary. It's not dudes in a cage with gloves and no shirt, and they're sweaty, and then there's blood, and then that's the vision people have. They have like a UFC bloody fight. That's what jiu-jitsu is. It's not. It's a bunch of nerds just rolling around. They want a little piece. It's meditation, and it keeps you in shape, which is great. You got to stay. You got to do something. You might as well do something that you can get that will save your family.
You look like a lot better. You look a lot better. I weighed in at 44.
Damn. I swear to God, when I saw it in your record, that's definitely.
千万别着凉，月儿圆呀，月儿圆，月。
Damn, look what we got here. What's up, guys? It's the man.
Where you going, you're not coming back from.
Okay, so either we're gonna go from sprawling wrong to right to blocking this hand in that transition, or that arm in transition, or we just work on our aerials here, no blocking. Either way, we're in the truck here. So now we're in. Either way, boom, we're here, block. We're here, we're in the truck. Now we're aborting the
picture of it.
产品包括。
What you sell? What you sell? You selling black? Now the last thing I want to go over is, Doug, when we're hitting the basic hand fight when we're attacking. Get on your ass. The basic hand fight when we're attacking the back. Once we hit the over-under and we got the hooks The basic hand fight is trying to make it one-on-one. If I can control this arm here and it's one-on-one, I have a better shot. If both his hands are defending here, it's tough. It's just too much of a battle here. All right? So if I can't control him, if I can't make it one-on-one, he's too strong, what I like to do is
政府旅游咨询投诉热线12306查询。
You did great, dude.
Thanks, Eddie.
You were watching everything. You got an electric chair.
Yeah.
You had a leg lock.
Yeah.
You were doing great, dude.
Like his leg popped.
Did it?
When I did the heel hook, but
you can see his face. Damn, that was awesome, man. You did
Thanks.
great, dude. You did great.
Thanks,
man.
Eddie.
You were up there going nuts, man.
Thanks for your help, training.
You did. It's just the beginning, man. You're just a purple belt. It's just the beginning. You got a lot of potential, man.
Thanks.
That's all. Now, tell me about Kron Gracie.
That's what I was about to tell you. You read my mind.
No, I'm looking at a video of him.
Kron
right now.
Gracie versus Gary Tonin. Gary Tonin's a 21-year-old dude who he shocked everybody. That match was probably the greatest grappling match of all time. Gary Tonin and
Really?
Kron Gracie. Kron Gracie gets his arm, straightens it out. He looks like he's going to break it.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you don't want me to talk about it?
Just kidding.
No, trust me. It doesn't even matter.
Straighten his arm out.
He straightened his arm out. He wouldn't tap. They kept rolling, straighten his arm out. Everyone's going nuts. Everywhere he rolls, the arm, Kron is right there at every angle with the arm totally straight. It looked like it's going to break. Everybody's going, oh. He didn't just hold it and escape. Dude, they were rolling all over the place, and that arm should have broke off. Dude, he survived. He didn't tap. Gets on top, takes Kron's back, puts him in the truck, almost has Kron in a twister.
Oh, my God.
Kron spins out. He goes back to the bag, puts an anaconda on him, a.k.a. triangle body lock on him, has Kron face down. It looks over. Dude, there's a minute left. And at this point, a minute and a half, and Kron is doing everything to try to escape. We're watching Kron be defeated right now. We're watching him be defeated after you almost had that dude's arm like 5 different times. Kron's struggling. He can't get out. Gary Tonin's back defenses or back control is professional, assassin-like. Kron cannot get out, but by the skin of his teeth. I have to see it again. I don't know exactly how I got it, but he got out. They stand up. Hickson looks at him and goes, "You got 1 minute." Kron turns around, dude, takes him down, passes his guard. It takes a while. He gets his back. Dude, he squoze with 2 seconds left. Gary taps.
Wow.
It was the craziest submission match I've ever seen.
It's really fascinating watching Kron. For people who don't know, his dad is the greatest jiu-jitsu guy of all time. There's one guy that's always thought of above all others in the world of jiu-jitsu. It's Rickson Gracie.
You got to have him on this podcast.
I would love to have him on.
It would be easy. It would be simple.
He lives in Brazil now, doesn't he?
He's here. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. But
I'll figure it out. I'll get in touch with Kron.
Dude, I would fly him in first class.
I'm doing it since
In
he
the
was a
Brazilian
child.
jiu-jitsu community, Rickson is a god. He's the best Gracie, hands down.
Yes.
But Kron Gracie did it last weekend. He went through everybody. And that the Gary Tonin fight, that was a close one, man. He escaped by the skin of his teeth, but that showed how awesome he is and how he can come back. And in the final, first we have Hickson, the first couple matches, he's just real chill, zen. And then when he beat Gary Tonin, you see Hickson jumping up, Kron lifts him up. Yeah, I never seen Hickson so happy.
Gary was trying to get him from the twister he was trying to get the twister before he even got the lockdown on the back leg. He was thinking about it early. He was thinking about putting, as the body triangle's wrapped around him, he's thinking of grabbing his neck.
Yeah.
Where's this kid train out of?
Gary Tonin, look him up, Tonon.
Dude, that transition where he took Kron's back is insane.
And that guy's going to be a superstar.
Really?
Mark my words, yes. Just remember Gary Tonin. So it's the finals. Rickson Gracie sitting there. Kron and Otavio. They're going at it. Otavio decides to get inside Kron's head.
And the way he's going to do that is keep staying away from him, not engage, slap him on the neck, push him away, frustrate him, because all Kron wants is submission.
Right.
He's like Marcelo Garcia. He just goes forward. Right. The submission is on Kron's mind.
Right.
You know, for damn sure. That's what he wants. And he kept going forward. Otavio keeps pushing him away. Otavio's a bad motherfucker. He kept pushing. He beat Leo Vieira. I mean, he's legit one of the best. And they went against each other in Metamoris. And Kron beat him in the gi. He armbarred him. It was an epic match. And the match before that at the Worlds, Otavio won. So Metamoris was a rematch. He got revenge. Now the rubber match in Abu Dhabi, in the final. He's smacking his head, and Kron's looking over at the ref going, you know, what is he doing? Just smacking my neck, and he keeps walking backwards. I understood what Otavio was doing. He was trying to frustrate him, get inside his head, and it was working. He was getting pissed off, but you know what? It was also working on Rickson, too. Rickson said, hey, and this is according, I didn't hear it personally, but this is according to what I heard, the reporters, it's all over the internet. So I may be wrong, but it appears to be correct based on the reports I read that Rickson was, at first, he was like telling the ref, he keeps going backwards. He's not engaging. He keeps going backwards. He doesn't even want to fight. And then he said, he's chicken. And then he starts making chicken noises. He's like, "Buck up, buck up, buck up, buck up, buck up, buck up." Can you imagine Rickson doing that? Isn't that crazy? He was willing to do anything it took to make Otavio engage, and it worked. Right. He engaged, took a shot. Kron guillotined him, the fastest guillotine ever. Soon as he took him down, Kron sat down, boom. It was over. Man, I don't know if it's online, but it was over like in 3 seconds or less than 3 seconds.
Wow.
And boom, he won the world championship, submitted everybody.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's just amazing when you hear about a guy who's the son of the great master, like the greatest master ever. It's almost like a movie, you know? He's legit. He's legit masterful in everything he does. I mean, the dude he's meditating in the fucking freezing, icy rivers of Japan. He gets underwater up to his neck, and he's doing his meditation, practicing, and doing yoga where he does this weird shit with his stomach. And it's cool when a guy like that exists, when there really is a bad motherfucker, like a real, like mystical sort of a shaman Brazilian jiu-jitsu master who's better than everybody else.
And that reminds me of the most surreal moment of my jiu-jitsu career, man, was at Abu Dhabi at the first weigh-in. Rickson comes up to me and says, "Hey, Eddie, how you doing?" He shook my hand. My head almost exploded. I couldn't believe him saying Eddie was very strange, dude. It was strange.
That he knew who you were? Yeah.
Man, because, you know, Kron and Jean-Jacques are real tight. Jean-Jacques is now a coral belt under Rickson Gracie. So Rickson Gracie is Jean-Jacques' master now. And he used to be Gracie Barra and under Carlinos and all them, but now he's under Rickson. And Jean-Jacques always been tight with Kron. That's how he had that insight. That's how he knew he was going to be a champion, the champion that he is. So Jean-Jacques brought Kron over to my gym maybe 2 weeks ago, and that was the first time I ever got to hang out with Kron and train with him. And it was pretty amazing to have Rickson's son there. And the man.